morning, good morning. It is time to screw the date up. It is Monday, 6/15/2020. I cheated. I looked at my little computer log down here that says, hey, you can, you can't, you can, you can't, you can, you can't. I am in Enloe, Arizona this morning. So for all you people in the rest of the world, this is 2 hours behind Oklahoma time, Central time. I am in a state that does not recognize time zones. So in the summertime, it's with California. In the wintertime, it's with New Mexico. So that's very, very interesting there. But sitting down here because we got to wait for them to open up, decided to go ahead and do my thoughts for the week. Got my little notes up here. We're going to see how this works because it looks like the camera's doing this off on off thing. The sun's been up since 5 o'clock their time this morning. And a little bit of squeaky going on. Oh crap, I didn't look up the numbers today. Son of a gun. I will post the numbers in the notes, see how that's gone. Got other things on my mind, like trying to get unloaded and reloaded since there's a 2-hour time difference. I'm not seeing, since it's 8 o'clock, everybody ought to be in the office and ought to be able to, hey, we got you something coming back because it's Friday. I got 2 girls graduating high school. Hoorah. But let's go with some stuff that hadn't been on the news besides everybody burning stuff down. We'll get to that in a minute. Haven't had oh, wait a minute. Yeah, yesterday, COVID's on the rise in a bunch of states, and I happen to be in one, because they're going to push this clear to the election. They're going to try to keep everything locked down and shut down, and it's Trump's fault, it's Trump's fault, it's Trump's fault. No, it's not Trump's fault. It's you sheeple that won't do what you need to do and listen to what everybody says to tell you. And it's funny because everybody says, it's just CDC guidelines, it's all we're following. That's it, it's guidelines. It's kind of like CDC, we'll get in that in a minute, because it's not even a government-run agency. It's owned by the Rothschilds. So let's let one rich family tell the rest of the world on what to do. Actually, it's a couple rich families, but we'll get into that because I got a very interesting question this week sent to me saying, hey, can you find out who supports this movement, or that movement? And I'm like, yeah, give me a little bit. I can do some digging on it. And I did some digging on it, and it got real scary real quick. But you got to have your eyes open and your ears open to pay attention to what's going on, because everybody wants to blame Walmart for everything in the world, and or Target or Kmart or whoever they feel is doing them wrong at the moment. Their corporations are going to do what's in their best interest, not what's in your best interest. They're going to do what pays them the best profit margin, okay? But let's get back to some stuff here. Here's something that I guarantee nobody says. There's a Marine, ex-Marine, that was sentenced to 16 years in prison for spying in Russia. I think that was yesterday or the day before. He was over there doing some stuff. They found a USB drive on him that supposedly somebody gave him, so he got sentenced to 16 years for spying. Fox News has it, Yahoo News has it. Nobody's really talking about it. The Daily News, type Daily News, it's a news source. Here's something that people keep forgetting. There's 40,000 cruise ship workers still stuck on boats. They're saying roughly 40,000 that can't go home. The reason they can't go home is they're still testing positive. This is going on. The countries aren't letting people in. The countries aren't letting people out. All kinds of stuff. You read through the article, it talks about attorneys are saying, attorneys now, get this, attorneys, hey, we're going to have to, be all about this. And Honey B asked me the other day about, well, are they cruising again? Well, no, they're not cruising again yet. They're waiting for October or something, another month or so to go on. And then, I've seen questions about, hey, is they're going to be mask mandatory to wear or whatever? Well, I tell you what, I've taken some kids on cruises for their graduation presents. I've been on some cruises. I'm not going to cruise if you require a mask. I can spend my money elsewhere, and it costs a lot of money to cruise. Anytime we take 2, because we get 2 that graduate at a time, It's five grand, you know, paid over a year to a cruise line to sail on a boat, enjoy the ocean. But I'm not going to wear a mask and pay you that kind of money. No, not happening. Yeah, by the way, NASCAR, I'm officially done. Out, gone, lifelong, raised in it, watched it weekly, religiously, gone to races, Botman, I'm out. Y'all getting stupid, ignorant sons of guns. Now you're going to sit there and say, well, we're not going to say anything if anybody kneels during the national anthem. You stupid. If you kneel in the national anthem, you're disrespecting the country, the flag, and the anthem. It has nothing to do with what's going on in the world today. You ignorant Then they're getting rid of the Confederate flag. Oh, it's racist. No, it ain't racist. It was a symbol about our history. Okay? Let's go back and do some real history lesson here. Abraham Lincoln said if he could stop the Civil War without freeing a slave, he would do it. Robert E. Lee said that if he owned every slave, he would free them to prevent the Civil War. See, the school system, the educators teach you all this crap to stir all this stuff up. That way you think you know what's going on. Kind of like Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. Yeah, that he did. Well, aren't they telling you he was a criminal locked up in prison in Spain, petitioning the Parliament and the Queen and everybody else to get out, get out, get out. So she finally told him, there's 3 boats, packet full of criminals, get out, don't come back. When he discovered the Americas, actually the West Indies first, then it come to the Americas. Then he was a hero in Spain, and they let him back. Until then, it was a big save of money to give him 3 ships. Don't come back. Go, because you'll starve out there and you'll die. Oh, but they don't teach you that in school either. You got to do your own research. Educators, time to stand up, do your job, quit teaching your philosophy, and let people get their own. I can get on a high horse on that all day long. Because you know what? They want to say that the Civil War was done on racism, and it was actually started out on states' rights, which was the 10th Amendment. Then the Civil War come into play. People actually do your history research into it. But okay, so I'm just done with NASCAR. I'm out. You guys are going to lose a lot of fans. And it's not. I've been called racist to the bone. Matter of fact, I've got family members that call me racist. And I was called racist for the fact that there are intermingling bloodlines and things. And oh, just the fact that you brought that up makes you racist. I don't. I hate everybody equally. It's just a joke. Chill out. It's early. Let me see. Where do I want to go first? Oh, yeah, Michael Flynn. General Michael Flynn. Okay. Department of Justice has dropped all the charges. The judge don't want to let it go. They appealed the appeals court. They're not getting into it. So the man has no charges. They're not going to prosecute him from Department of Justice. But this Obama-appointed judge is still ramming it down his throat going, oh no, can't do that. He's doing what he wants to do. And this is why judge appointing is so much, because you know what? They will take your freedoms that quick. Matter of fact, if you think about the last 90 days, you've lost about 50% of them over a guideline, by the way. Not even any, let's see how many people is going to follow this guideline. Oh, so here's a big deal going on. Protesters has gone on in Seattle, and they've taken over a 7-block area right now, including a police precinct. They called it CHOP. Now Chaz. I actually seen a picture this morning on a news deal. First picture of it going on that said, what is it? It is the Capitol Hill Occupied Protest is what CHOP stands for, by the way. But these are people that are advocating for open borders and no guns and all that stuff, by the way. Free love, peace, war, no war, all love. The mayor says, well, it's just going to be the summer of love. The governor ain't doing anything. Response times for the police are about 20 minutes out because, that precinct, they abandoned and served about a fourth of the population there. So all that craziness went on, so there's that, and they're not doing anything about it. They're not letting the police in. They're put fences up around it. They put barricades up around it. The first time, as of this morning, they actually have people with pictures, armed, patrolling the border, because they're saying it's an autonomous zone. We're no longer part of the United States. Good. Cut the power off. Cut the water off. Starve them out. Not protesting. Now you're squatting and breaking laws. Again, I'll say this 100%. I have no problem with peaceful protests. Get out there. Have your voice heard. Virginia did it. Gun owners of Virginia did it. They did a lot of it. Michigan, they did it peacefully up there and legally there. But you know what? They didn't camp out. They didn't trash the place. They didn't burn the place. They didn't do a lot of stuff that you guys are out there doing, just doing stuff. Oh, yes. Who's been on the news a thousand times? Mr. Richard Brooks in Atlanta, Georgia. After listening to all the different stories, here's my take on it. Evidently, the man fell asleep blocking a drive-through line in a Wendys parking lot. Somebody called the cops. They had a 40-minute interaction from the time that they knocked on his window to the time that he was shot. 40 minutes. The man was real respectful. I've heard part of that on it. When they told him that they felt that he was under the influence and too under the influence to drive, he was under arrest. Man, can't you just take me home? Laws don't work that way. Trust me. I know people that was falling asleep in vehicles. The ass was hauled to jail. The difference is when they were told they were under arrest, they didn't resist. They didn't fight. They didn't wrestle. They didn't take and run with the cops' tasers. And they damn sure didn't turn around and point it at the cop. That is wrong. On the other hand, he was shot in the back. That is also wrong. So cops gonna get charged. Okay? Now, two people in the wrong don't make a right. Third point of this. They burnt the Wendys to the ground Saturday night. What the world did the Wendys do to anybody? Y'all just turn shit up, tear it up. What y'all gonna do when Trump wins your election? Ain't gonna be nothing left to burn. I will tell you this. You come around my neck of the woods with that crap, we gonna have an attitude agreement. Because I promise you, you ain't gonna like my attitude. Alright, so there's that. Okay. Had interesting talks. 2 of them. Matter of fact, one was sent to me via question. Put my notes up because I can do this pretty much off the top of my head. Who is supporting BLM? Not Bureau of Land Management, but Black Lives Matters, Anafia, and now there's a new one called the Sunshine Movement, which y'all people need to watch out for them. They some radical people. They talking about burn it all down. We'll get it fixed. Do whatever you got to do. I've seen some videos of these people. Hey, when that 3rd precinct Minnesota was on fire, we're taking shots, we're celebrating, we're dancing. Y'all keep it up. Ignorant. Alright, so why was I asked that? Okay, we understand that there are problems between corrupt cops. We understand that there are people out there not going to like me just because I'm white. And there are people out there not going to like people because they're brown. There's other people not going to like you because you're black. You know why that is? Because y'all too worried about all this bull crap out there. And y'all spreading this crap instead of teaching the right stuff. We all bleed red. Now, here's my honest opinion. If you do what the officer tells you to do, there ain't going to be no crap. Y'all want to fight. Y'all want to run. You ain't getting coddled. This ain't the participation trophy. You don't get a little, ooh, you participated, here you go. Life ain't that way. So, get into this. All right, so we're going to come down over the last 10 years is some history of BLM here. We're talking about Lives Matter. Okay, this is our subject at the moment. $133 million over 10 years been donated to this group. They've got organizations all over the place. All right, or chapters or whatever you want to call it. Now these chapters are coming out making demands. What? They're making demands? Yeah, they're making demands like, Seattle, we demand that every man of color be retried. Why? That's a demand, one of our demands. We also say that y'all need to get rid of the police and y'all need to send us a therapist when I got somebody, you know, when I rob somebody or I'm driving drunk or I'm doing drugs or something. Y'all need to send me a therapist to talk me down. Yeah, I'd see that go real well. You couldn't handle a cop trying to talk to you, let alone anybody else that ain't unarmed. Y'all defund the cops, crime rate's going to go sky high, and that's what they want. Because this is a controlled by chaos deal. Which goes into another video about how all this stuff's is schemed up. And it was done by a black man. You get on YouTube, and if I find it, I'll put it in the link. I'm just recording this early in the day because I know it's going to get hot. I got to do it with the truck off, and I'm going to do it while it's cool. So back to the whole funding here. So they got $133 million over 10 years. That's $13 million a year to an organization. All right, no problem. $33 million of that comes from George Soros. Mr. George Soros. He is a double citizen of here, and I believe Holland. He was also Hitler Youth. Ooh, yeah, do some history research. He actually admitted it at one point in time. All right, after that, you got the Ford Foundation supporting them, which goes to the Rothschild Foundation supporting them. So you got three major elitist groups supporting these people. Why is that? Maybe control. Maybe they don't like our country. Maybe they think they ought to be in charge and we ain't nothing but all peons because we out here trying to earn a check. Because you know what? If my butt ain't out here in this truck driving up and down the road, I can't pay my bills. I ain't got Mr. Soros giving me $33 million to pay my bills. How's all this come up to be effect? Pay attention to who's being arrested, where they're being arrested at. Just like Ferguson, just like Charlotte, just like Baltimore, they're all being trucked in, bussed in, being paid. Alright, Ford Foundation, very interesting. Let's dig into that a little bit. Ford family got together. They needed some investors, so what they did is they took stock. They took 95% of their stock. They said, we're going to throw it on the stock market. We're going to sell it to everybody out there who wants to buy Ford stock on one condition. You have no say-so in the company. This other 5%, we as the Ford family is going to retain, and it's the only 5% that's got any say-so on the boards, investors, and all that stuff. So they left that 5% to the Ford Foundation, which is run by the Ford family. Therefore, the Ford family will always be in control of Ford Motor Company and Ford Foundation. Very smart people. It's also very trickery. All right. So there goes into that. All right. So then it comes down to, okay, well, is Walmart doing this? Is that doing this? Is that doing that? I'm going to get into that later because it's a fluid movement. There's stuff you read on YouTube about, you know, I'm here and my husband was in there and oh well, you know, this manager said that Black Lives Matter spends more money here than the cops do, so we're going to support them. Well, according to Walmart, as long as I can dig, they do not say they support BLM, but they are donating $100 million to a new anti-racist group, okay, or foundation or whatever you want to call it, word in there. And what they're going to do is they're going to spend a lot more money hiring people of color, you know, okay, basically if you anything but white, you won't get more opportunities, okay, with Walmart, and they're going to do more to retain you there. Okay, well, Starbucks come in and said, hey, guess what? Nope, hang on, timeout, got to go back. In the same breath, they went in there because they're trying to straddle both lines here and say, hey, we're going to take these bulletproof shirts out of our line and get rid of them because they support Black Lives Matters and we want the cops around. So, quit straddling the fence, Walmart, pick a side. You're a corporation, you can do what you want, okay? I'm about done with you. Just simple fact of you're stepping on my constitutional rights by not selling. You've got the right not to sell certain things. But, when Dick's got rid of their stupidness over the ARs and all that stuff, I ain't been to Dick's, won't even look at them anymore. Walmart, you're getting ready to go the same route because, I got a Sam's Club membership, spent a lot of money there. But you know what? I got too many options out there. And we get enough people like me that's it, drawing the line in the sand, we'll take our money elsewhere. And trust me, you get 1 million people to sit there and quit spending money every week in Walmart, that's a big chunk of change. You get 2 million, it's bigger. You get 100 million, that's even bigger. But right now, if you took 1 million plus people and cut them out of Walmart's money, they would change their attitude. I promise you, every company will, because they're worried about this. That's what keeps that company going. All right. So, like I said, I'll do a special video down the road on that one and let it out there and people keep on going. Because you know what? I'm not going to support I'm not going to support any company or anybody that wants to try to destroy our great nation. Yes, it has its problems. Yes, they can be worked upon. Both sides have to have a dialogue and communication, not demands. Because last time I checked, 2 types of people had demands. Hostage situation, terrorist situation. So if you're making demands, my mind goes, which one are you? And we can have an open communication about this, but you're going to have to get it out. Oh yeah, another thing that I got this morning. Everybody out there, what in the culture, and this is a legitimate question, what in the black community culture, the African culture, I got a buddy that's Dominican, looks black, okay, so I hate to say black, but what in your brown skin, people of color, whatever you want to call yourself, culture says, yeah, in our culture we burn shit, we burn stuff to the ground, we steal stuff, we can be ignorant to law enforcement and get away with it, okay? What else in your culture says, I can say this word and it means this, but if you say it, it means something else? Look up, use a dictionary. It's what I have to do. Use the Webster dictionary. That's the oldest dictionary around. Now they're wanting to change all that because you know what? It don't fit their narrative. Why don't you go buy an old school dictionary that was written 50 years ago? You ain't got to get one that was, I got one that was written, the original first copy was 1878 by Webster, Merriam-Webster. Now I've got a new one at the house and you get in there and, but hey, you go out there and you buy one tomorrow, I promise you, racist is going to be changed, fascism, all these meanings are going to be changed. Why? Because they change them to fit their narrative, people. You got to be smarter than this. Quit being led to the slaughter. Another thing is, had a very interesting conversation with a man. We're going to make this quick because the video's getting kind of long. Okay, so, talked to the gentleman and just kind of can go to about the COVID deal and talked about it. And he says, well, I think the state should have been shut down for about a week, maybe 2. Get the hospitals built up, get this. He said, there's something out there getting people. He said, it's a sickness. There is something going out there. I never denied that. I always said somebody's getting sick. Something's causing some extra deaths. I don't think it's as prominent as they want you to think it is. I damn sure don't think that it's as contagious as they think it is, because look, and I ain't had it, and I'm all over, and oh, wait a minute, second hot spot in 90 days, Washington when it first started, now Arizona, because it's one of those ones that's cranking up because we started opening the country again. So there's that one, okay? I get you, but here's the point of the end of the discussion, and even he feels that it's going to come down to, oh, well, you got to have a vaccine to do this, travel, all this other stuff. And then they're going to sit there, because if y'all get into some of my other stuff, I mentioned ID 2020, and they're wanting to put that chip in there, and they say it's for medical purposes, so we can see you've got vaccine for this. And they do monetary, they can track you, everything else. Also go into Revelations, talk about accepting a mark of the man, number of man, mark of the beast. So y'all need to start doing some diligent research, and that's another reason that we sat there and started this channel, is the research of it. Show y'all where we make mistakes on the farm side that we do on Fridays, which I got to go to the house and open up the beehive. We tried some stuff, got it recorded. That'll probably be out Friday, because Monday I do my thoughts, Friday we do the farm deal. Again, we love y'all. We have 53 subscribers. Y'all doing a great job on building this up. I enjoy doing it. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Again, if you like the videos, please like, share, subscribe, because I do enjoy doing it. It lets me get my ranch out sometimes. On Fridays we do the farm stuff. That's part of being self-reliant, because you better learn how to grow your own stuff, get your own stuff going, because they keep blocking highways and stuff. Truck drivers are going to quit going to these crazy cities that want to defund cops. Other than that, y'all stay vigilant, be safe, love you. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell.